Welcome to the STARS program, seniors taking active roles in society. And now, here's your host, ANITA FINLEY.
LEA Hope BECKER, she's an author. She's always an author. She's always having a book on her template, I would say. But let me tell you, this is a heck of a book that she's going to be writing now. She walked in here. She looks so fantastic, and I have no idea what you're going to say.
Well, hi.
LEA, you look fabulous. So how much weight have you lost together now? 25 pounds.
No, I was supposed to lose 25 pounds.
Well,
that was the hope. I have lost 17 pounds since I started writing this book, which is, as we speak, being printed. But I did bring you the proof of the front and back cover.
Oh, I know your husband is the illustrator. The Husband Who Kept His Wife Fat by LEA Hope BECKER. Oh, I love it. Oh, that's a great cover. You told me it was going to be fun. And it is The Husband Who Kept His Wife Fat. It's going to be a big seller. I can just tell you now. It's a great seller. I know when it comes out. So tell us now what you said. So how much 17 pounds before?
17 pounds I finally, and I've ended at I'm on a plateau now, but
right.
Plateau's a good thing, not
Yeah.
a bad thing.
Right.
Well, a bad thing is a bunch of mountains and valleys.
Right.
That's a bad thing.
Okay.
But a plateau is, you don't have to keep buying new clothes and, throwing stuff out.
Right.
So, but I'm working on it. But since I saw you last May 28th, I think it's about 9 pounds.
I am so proud of you.
Because that day, I don't know if you'll remember, but you offered me this snack bar.
Yes.
And I took it, I ate it, and I thought to myself, I gotta do something. I've been sitting around like, a wart that doesn't go away. So I had to find out what worked for me. And I did. I bought a book called Why We Get Fat and What to Do About It by Gary Taubes. And I started reading it, and this was a low-carb, low-sugar type of program, similar to Atkins. And Atkins is mentioned, but some kind of studies have been done that show that carbs turn to sugar in our bodies. I also had learned that metabolism gets slower as we get older, which is another one of my life isn't fair principles. It should get better when we get older because we survived all the dumb things we've done. But that isn't the way it works. So I did cut down, and I said, I'm not going to eat bread anymore. It doesn't mean I'm not going to eat carbs anymore, but I'm not going to eat bread anymore. So I would, go into McDonald's and I'd order a cheeseburger.
Take off the bread.
And take off the bread. But they would always look at me funny when I said, with that cheeseburger, I need a knife and fork. So because I travel a lot, so I'm on the road a lot. So, I did that. So I have lost 9 pounds since I saw you.
Well, you do look fabulous. Of course, you're dressed. Where are you going after this? Are you going to breakfast with me?
I don't know if I could do it today because I got a tax appointment this afternoon.
I'm telling you, wherever you're going, you're hot. You look good.
I don't know if I'll be able to.
That's okay, but you look great. And,
Thank you.
And so now your book is at the printer. It's all ready to be printed.
I just approved the final proof after a few corrections. And I should have a prototype in my hand. They say, they always say, business days. We're going to have a book for you. This is Create Space. They're great. They're going to have a book for you in 5 to 7 business days. 5 to 7. I want to know what they do on that 6th business day. What are they doing? They're all out drinking or what? So I'll have one.
This should be an April book.
No,
April Fool?
No. Once that's done, I can order and I approve. I have to approve the prototype also because there could be a problem with it. And once I approve it, then I can order the paperbacks And then they have to format it for the Kindle version. It'll be on Amazon. So I'm going to guess that it's going to be on Amazon in 3 weeks, otherwise known as 21 business days. I'm guessing.
Well, it's very exciting since I've been birthing you've been birthing a lot of these books on our radio show, but this is a lot more generic. The others have been very, very, let me just say, the others have been very personal, even though it's personal, it's not. It's going to help other people to lose weight.
Well, it may. I don't think that I have the right to advertise it as a diet book, but it is a diet book because it's about a woman who is trying to figure out why is it that I keep going to snack food, the wrong food, every time my husband makes me upset. And, in fact, the very first chapter, it's, I wish I could feel the same way about a salad with alfalfa as I feel about a cheeseburger with fries. And,
or a corned beef sandwich or something, right?
It's exactly, because the food that tastes good with everything in it that you later find out it wasn't helping you live longer is what tastes good. And everything else is what you should have eaten. So somewhere in that abyss is the truth. But she blames her husband because he has commandeered her entire life. And he's making a lot of money. And, she has all the clothes and all the jewelry. It becomes very important. Jewelry is very important.
I thought shoes were important.
Shoes?
Yeah.
There's a few mentions of shoes. Shoes rhymes with choose, yes.
Right.
But she needs something else in her life because if clothing and jewelry and that sort of thing was going to make her happy and keep her slim and careful about what she ate, it wasn't working. So she goes on this dramatic search.
Don't tell us on the radio what it is that she finds out, I hope.
No, I can't tell you.
Don't do that.
I can't tell you the end.
No, we don't want to hear the end.
You never hear the end.
Right.
But I will tell you that she goes on a dramatic search. And there isn't anything. There's almost no avenue she doesn't explore.
I have to tell you something interesting, and because I'm always watching my weight, trying to always lose some. But I've watched thin people eat. And they eat so slowly, and they chew their food, and then they push most of it away at the end, and they're just different. So when you really enjoy food, as I do, and you kind of inhale it, that's one of the problems.
Well, that reminds me of something my daughter said to me years ago, 30 or 40 years ago. She said this to me, and it stuck with me ever since. Mom, and my daughter, I trained her as a little infant to choose food carefully, and I didn't buy a lot of junk food, and she has never been overweight. In fact, she took it to an extreme. She was anorexic for a while, but then she got over it. So she said this thing to me, which has always stuck in my mind. Eat very slowly and eat small bites. So I have in one of the chapters of my book, I have, she goes to her friend who I describe as a toothpick who looks like a ballpoint pen with 2 clips. And she's feeding her a breakfast, which she's very careful about. And she is also of the category of person that eats very slowly and small bites. So she's serving her a meal, and she gives her a little fork. And it's a little fork for small food. And she thinks to herself, she got this out of a Barbie doll set. So it's the person who was used to, eating a lot of food, and it didn't work out for her. She wasn't one of these types that could metabolize like that. And this is just one of the observations she makes on her journey through the answer.
So you don't have to tell me how you did it, but at the end, does she find the answer? At the end, does she now?
I will say that at the end, she finds herself.
Okay. She finds herself.
That's what I'm going to say.
Right.
And that's who she was searching for, actually.
Well, the other night, our family went to Benihana. And I thought, gee, if I could eat with chopsticks, I wouldn't eat as much. Because you can't eat everything with chopsticks. You can't eat soup with chopsticks.
Right. Well, it depends what's in the soup.
Right. But there is a book that helped me. I was on it for 2 years, and it's called Why Can't I Stop Eating? And it actually comes from people who are addicted to alcohol and drugs. There's a company that I can't remember now can't remember the name of it, but this book was great because what it's saying is you eat a very nice breakfast, a nice lunch, a nice dinner, but you eat the right kinds of foods. And because the other is it's what it's doing is increasing your desire for the other crap if you don't eat carefully. But if you eat carefully, you can have the egg, you can have the rice, but you have to eat it carefully. But my problem is after 2 years, and I lost about 30 pounds, the problem is that when you're in a busy schedule, it's very hard to prepare those foods and take them with you. And that's what I found. That was too tough. But it is a scientific way to stop eating. There is one. And I'll tell you one more thing that I thought. When I first married my husband, I remember he ate that's why he was thin. He ate carefully, and I would eat a lot. And he'd grab my hand. He said, honey, no one's going to take your food away. I won't let them. Because I was, eating that way. But I guess I grew up in that kind of a family. Everybody ate, everything was right.
Well, I think a lot about addictive compulsive behavior. And I'm thinking, well, if you're going to have an addiction, have a good one. And, I have several addictions.
Sex is an
one
addiction,
of them
I guess.
is if I feel hungry and I just ate lunch, then it's an emotional hunger. I think it is. So, I might play a computer solitaire game or something like that. I would like to have the best addiction in the world. Maybe I would like to be addicted to radio talk shows.
You do well at that. That would be good.
But whatever it is, it's a matter of switching addictions. I don't think I can ever be non-obsessive compulsive. What would you call a person who every time I have these runner rugs and I have tile floors with squares, what would you call a person who every time the rug was off a quarter of an inch had to straighten it? Is it being compulsive, addictive?
No, I would do that too.
Yeah,
no, I don't think that's necessarily true.
And my husband,
you like order. That's all.
Yeah, he knows I'm like that, and so sometimes I think he purposely moves the chairs, and he purposely careless, and the way we fold kitchen towels, like they have to be hanging on the edge of the oven. There's a place to hang towels. And I have a way of hanging towels, so they hang straight, and the stripe goes here. And he has a way of hanging towels, which is he'll grab the towel and stuff it in there, and then he sees me go and refold the towel.
You and I could live together, because I'm very much like that, too. I like things neat and orderly.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I know she can't listen because she lives in North Carolina. We always use cloth napkins at night for our dinner. We just always do that. So she was staying at my house, and I fixed a very nice dinner. She goes and she gets one of the paper towels, and she puts it on the table for us. I said, oh, please. I said, you can't do that. Because, we have flowers on the table at night. She said, why? I said, I don't know. It just isn't right. You can't do that. So I went and I got beautiful, I got the napkins, the cloth napkins. And darned if she didn't have, she said, well, do you mind if I use the paper towel? I said, no, if you want to, go ahead. Because, I don't want to be crazy. But see, I'm like that. I have certain things that I think are nice in the way it is. And I don't even have towels on my oven. I don't do that. I don't have any towels around like that. They're in a drawer, and we use them when we use them.
Well, my motto is...
I'm worse than you.
Well, if you're going to have a towel on the oven, at least have the clean side showing.
Oh my goodness.
What do you use a towel for? I mean, I'm flipping pots and pans, and I'm going like this and
so
that.
You think a lot of that has to do with the overeating?
Well,
that's what you're saying, isn't it?
I think that I don't know what human being, I have not studied this in depth, but almost everybody has some kind of obsession. Otherwise, we wouldn't be human. I mean...
And I'm sure your husband has obsessions.
He's got a lot of obsessions, right. And one of them is, for example...
Careful, is he listening to the show?
Right now, he's probably, let's see.
But he may hear it on YouTube, so we don't have to talk about your obsessions.
Well, that's okay, but okay. He's on his way to a reenactment of a battle, because he's got this series of photographs where they do the reenactment. So he's going to Lake City. He's probably getting ready to leave right now. But I know that sometimes we can hear the rebroadcast. So,
okay, so give us a nice obsession.
A nice obsession? Okay. Well, you see the sweater I'm wearing?
It's beautiful.
I went to the Palm Beach Art and Antique Show yesterday, which was teamed up with the Fine Craft Show. I had a lot of fun. And sometimes I even know some of the people in the booths. And I had at least 2 people said to me, is it St. Patrick's Day? Because, it's got to have the green and it's got to have this. I said, well, I like green. And,
right. Green socks.
Green socks. So, yeah. But
and your jewelry's gorgeous. Did you buy that yesterday?
No. This I bought first. I do a lot of things backward. I bought this, and this is years ago, even before I married Wayne. And then, 30 years later, I think to myself, maybe this will go with this. I mean, I was once trying to help a politician win, and I went up to him one day and said, I just bought a car for your bumper sticker. So,
car for your bumper. You're so good.
So, I do things backwards.
Let me have your book. I want to talk about the title again.
Okay. I got table.
Okay. The Husband Who Kept His Wife Fat by LEA Hope Becker. Now, LEA has been an author. She's written a lot of books, very funny books. The last one, and I have this one, is called My Name's Not Robbie Anymore, A Mother's Tale of Losing a Son and Gaining a Daughter. And that was then another one. The titles are fantastic. I promise to keep quiet after I'm dead, maybe. I promise to stay married this time. And children, I'm home. She is really a humorist. I've always said she ought to be on Saturday Night Live, but she is really special. And the nice thing is her husband is an illustrator, really. And he did this. He wasn't going to do her title, her cover, but he did. And boy, is that good, with the evil eye of the devil on the cover. So we're going to get to see this for sure, probably in April, but it's coming out. You're looking for it to come out in March.
I hope March.
March. Okay, and then, of course, I don't think I'm going to read the chapter titles because...
No, that was just sort of for you.
Oh, yeah, but they're good. Oh, a lot of chapters.
Short chapters.
Again, that's what you've done. Oh, my goodness, this is super. Look at that. Okay. Well, so is he proud of what he accomplished? Because he pretty much accomplished this for you, didn't he? Because he made a deal with you.
He's the kind of guy that he keeps his pride kind of tucked in there so that you have to know him to read him. And I think it's a very interesting contrast between us because he's the modest, introverted. He knows that he's the best there is. And I am outgoing, extroverted, and I'm still wondering. So, between the two of us, we're almost normal.
That's great. But the whole point was he pretty much challenged you. And isn't this why you wrote this book?
Well, you could put it that way. Yeah, I would say he is a challenge. He's my third husband. I mean, I know what it's like to be married to a husband that didn't challenge you. So, yeah, I would say that.
And so, what does he think of the book? Is he happy and satisfied with it?
Well, he's happy and satisfied with the cover. The book is my book. It's all my book. And as usual, the characters in it, I mean, there's the two main characters, the husband and the wife, and then some supplementary characters, a couple of which are important.
But the kids aren't in it this time.
No, the kids are not in it.
Do not put me in any more of your books.
In fact, this is a novel, and the couple, they're actually childless. They're childless. So, what I was going to say is the characters are exaggerations. A good character has to have some exaggeration. The woman is an exaggeration of me, and I took my husband's character and made it worse.
Oh, so he wouldn't like this.
Stretched it out. But there's a couple little things in there, so I'm not sure he's going to read it. But maybe he'll read it. We'll see.
So if I went to your house and looked in your refrigerator,
yes,
what would I find?
You would find about 5 different flavors of 10-calorie Jell-O in little packs. You would find a lot of little sausages. You would find no fewer than 32 eggs. Because I've gone on and several frozen steaks, and in our supplementary freezer, there will be lots of packages of ground meat and, chops and stuff like that. So
I don't hear anything about vegetables.
Vegetables, mostly fresh. So very few frozen vegetables. Favorites, spinach, broccoli, asparagus, and that's the fresh. Tomatoes. Some people say tomatoes not a vegetable. It's really a fruit. I mean, botanically speaking. There's some frozen vegetables. They come in steamer bags now.
I know they do, and they're really wonderful. But my question, so there are no snacky foods. There's no potato chips, no pretzels, no crackers.
No, there's because he likes some snacky food. I might not be having pasta right now, but he has pasta. So there's his food, her food, our food.
Right, but are you cooking?
Oh yeah, last night I made a great stir fry from scratcheroo. I did it, and I don't have the rice anymore. So. I mean, a couple of grains of rice I might have, but, in general, I'm not eating the rice.
So you look very good, and are you feeling very good?
Yeah, I feel great. I really do. And I'm never hungry. And I'm never hungry, and I don't have headaches, and my acid reflux is less and less and less. So some of the things I've done are making me feel better. I still have to have, once in a while, I have to have a Tums. But I would say my body is happy with what I've done.
Chocolate. Are you eating chocolate?
I haven't eaten chocolate for a long, long time.
Really?
Really.
And so what do you eat? The Jell-O takes care of your sugar?
Jell-O and the can of fruit salad, no sugar fruit salad. And
what about plain fruit?
I'm into berries now. Berries. You would find. You want to know what I'd find? So I got raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, and strawberries. And if there were other kinds of berries out there,
what would you do with? Would you put yogurt on them?
No, I don't like yogurt.
Ah.
And I don't like plain yogurt. And one of the things about me, which may never change, is if I don't like the taste of food, I won't eat it. It has to be something that makes me feel good. And I tried the yogurt with the
vanilla
flavors.
Yogurt?
The flavors. Mm-hmm. And I look at the carb and the sugar content. And if it's too much, I'm not having it.
And how about salt content? You're watching that.
I don't think about salt. It's like, it's silicon. I look at it. I see silicon, Well, that could be a lot of things. But I don't think about salt.
So it sounds...
But I do think about sugar, and I do think about refined carbs and I have a visual in my mind about refined carbs, and they go into your body, and they tell the cells, turn this into sugar and store it where she doesn't want it. And I could see the video of it in front of me. So every time somebody wants to give me a sandwich, I see the video.
I think that's great. Is that in your book?
It's in here somewhere.
It's not in the book.
Not exactly like that.
That's good.
There's only some hints, because the one thing I did not want in this book was to be preachy. I do not have medical credentials, although I could play one on television. I don't have them. So in this book is everything that I know that I thought I could put across.
Leah, it's just great. I knew when you were coming on that we were going to do something on this book. Never did I realize, though, how great it is. And I think you finally have figured it out. And thank you to your husband, Wayne. And thank you, to the book. We're going to look forward to being able to show it to everybody. So really, I'm very proud of you. You do look great. And,
thank you.
And I think that you will be very successful with that book. I think this is the book that you've been waiting for.
Well, I'm going to take some steps to publicize that I have not taken before.
Yes, I think you need to do it.
I have plans.
Yeah, you should, because having that word fat as huge capitals on your book.
In your face. This is an in your face.
I know it is. So
kind of
thank
thing,
you. Thanks.
Which I've always wanted to be.
I know.
Anyway.
You've been great, and I thank you for coming.